When I say Colorado, Yahweh Bashim, Washai Bashim, Kodesh, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the brothers in the highway and byway preaching this word in sincerity and in truth with much honesty, and the brother Shapar from the James Jamaica camp. And what we want to do a video upon today is basically money seizure. See, because a part of what is going to happen, seeing at the end of this thing, all your assets and money is going to be seized. There's a law passed in there's a law that was amended or passed in the United States. I think it's NDARP or NDAA. I don't remember which one of them exactly, but one of them basically during peace or wartime, basically they can seize all your assets, you know what I mean, resources, you know, energy whatsoever. Yeah, them can take from you, or them going to take. See, in the case of an emergency. Now there is an economic collapse that is going to befall the society. Seeing right here at the end, seeing, and we are bracing for that economic collapse. And before, so a lot of money, a lot of people money is going to be seized. And just to give you an example that your money can be seized once you have it in any form of institution, whether it want to be a bank, you know what I mean, an online service, you know, PayPal and all of them been closing blocking people accounts, holding money for a certain period of time, long periods of time before releasing it. You know what I mean? This is what the so-called white man is doing. You know what I mean? You have things such as bail-ins. You know what I mean? You have gold confiscation. All them things that gonna happen in the coming crisis that is coming. You know what I mean? Because you people believe say you can make all this money and you can save up things, and if you're really no, because you have even Edomites who believe that them can save up some money, you know what I mean, save up some gold and silver, and them come out on the other side, coming out with great wealth. But that's not what the elite intend. You know what I mean? So in the interest of time, let me just play that video here and then we continue the point.
Okay, so what do you make of the Bank of England withholding 1.2 billion in gold from Maduro, but being urged to release the gold to Guaido from outside countries?
Well, there's two things. One, it makes a mockery of every international agreement that we know of about non-interference in the internal affairs of other countries. We in the United States are busily
Yes, so you have the Bank of England basically holding fast to Venezuela gold. Now, as my memory, if my memory serves me correctly, a few years back, Hugo Chavez basically was asking back for Venezuela gold. You have a couple of nations that was asking back for their gold. You know what I mean, including Germany and all them other places. You know what I mean? Ever since then, I don't think Venezuela get back them gold. And right now, the elite don't plan to give nobody no gold or no resources, man. They are actually acquiring resources, man, and giving a fiat currency in exchange, man. Because that's what the new central banking system is set up for. You know what I mean? To give fiat currencies, you know what I mean, in exchange for real assets, land, and resources, man. Whether it want to be human resources or natural resources. You know what I mean? That's how they acquire all that is what is on the planet through the system of debt. You know what I mean? So these real resources is not meant to be in the hands of the regular man or the regular governments, man. These things are for the elite. You know what I mean? And if it's gonna be like, look, dictatorship taking your shit. That's what is gonna be going on, man. And even in the wars to come, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna seize real resources, man. Your gold and your silver, and nobody not go want a fiat currency in them time. As I said before, the fiat currency, seeing the whole fiat currency thing are shut down. Your account are shut down, man. Your money, you just not gonna get no money from the bank at one point in time, man. You know what I mean? See, and you're gonna need to get a RFID chip in order to make any form of transaction whatsoever them deem to be as money after them collapse the current order of things. You know what I mean? So you're gonna need the chip in order to make a transition to spend whatsoever them deem what is gonna be money next. Cause this what is money now is gonna be done away with. You know what I mean? A lot of people gonna lose out. You know what I mean? Whatsoever you think you have is gonna be seized or closed out. You know what I mean? Very soon. And this process has been happening right now across the board, but it's not been publicized like that. You know what I mean? Them basically doing things and giving you no reason. A financial institution doing things and giving you no reason why they're doing it. Especially bail-in. You know what I mean? And as you approach a new currency crisis and new financial crisis, things like these is gonna happen, man. Bail-ins and all of that. A matter of fact, I'm gonna bring out the precept here because this man that our people entrusted to put them thing of value in his position, not knowing that he's a thief, you know, saying he's gonna do just so, steal what you think is yours. But anyway, or steal what is yours. Yeah. Anyway, this is Micah 6:10. It says, "Are there yet the treasures of wickedness in the house of the wicked?" Yeah, speaking towards the elite, man. They're them have the treasures of wickedness, man. You know what I mean? And and the scant measure that is abominable, which are these fiat currencies, man. They're fractional reserve notes. You know what I mean? They are not real money. You see? The scant measure. Shall I not count them pure with the wicked balances and with the bag of deceitful weights? Because these money, you have a point in time when all these paper assets is going to be realized that they are not real money. Seeing you can witness massive inflation taking place down in Venezuela. Just the other day, um, the money could buy anything, but now it can't buy nothing. You know what I mean? To show you how the system is rigged. You know what I mean? And they determine what is money. The elite determine what is money. You know what I mean? So that's what's gonna happen, man. These men is gonna seize what you think you have as well, man. And one of those ways is confiscating your possession.
Is the possibility of a gold confiscation. Imagine having the forethought to buy gold to shield your finances from an economic or monetary crisis, only to have it taken away from you by your government. You'd lose not just the protective buffer you put in place, but potentially a chunk of your net worth. Gold confiscation may sound preposterous to investors used to securities or real estate, but it's happened in the past enough times to make it a reasonable concern for those uneasy about unsolvable debt levels, runaway government spending, and continual...
Yeah, and the state have the power to do that, man. They have a military. They can come in and take your things, man, by force. You know what I mean? Which basically goes to show that you actually own nothing in the society. You know what I mean? Because you don't have the power to defend that. You know what I mean? Since a lot of our people think that salvation is there for them in acquiring wealth in this society, that is their salvation, but that is not your salvation, man. The Lord, your our shy, is your salvation, man. The so-called white man is nothing but a thief. A matter of fact, let me get a precept here. It's nothing but a thief, man. And you put in your hands, you put in your money in the hands of a thief, man. This is John, St. John 10 and 10 and 10. It said, a thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. That's what the so-called white man, this is the so-called white man, MO. You know what I mean? This is what he's all about, man. To steal and to kill and to destroy. You know what I mean? He's the one destroying Venezuela right now. He's the one destroying Gaddafi. Libya, all Libya gold, nobody can give account for what happened to Libya gold because the so-called white man steal it. You know what I mean? He's about to steal Venezuela gold, steal Venezuela oil. You know what I mean? Like a bunch of vultures them down in Venezuela now. You know what I mean? So this is what this man policy across the world. You know what I mean? Take shit from everybody and destroying those people and them countries and them cities, man. That's the so-called white man anymore. Anyway, I am come that they might have life. So the Lord, the Awasha, is where our life is in, man. Seeing He's the one who's gonna give we that salvation, that rest, that level of royalty and wealth is gonna come through your Awasha, man. The planet and all the resources is gonna come through your Awasha. You know what I mean? That the so-called white man. You can't get prosperity under the so-called white man, man. You know what I mean? It's an impossible thought. Anyway, and they and that they might have it more in abundance. Yeah, that they may have life and have it more in abundance, man. Because hey, this is not the life when you can't actually own nothing, man, and somebody can just come and steal it, man. You know what I mean? A man just gonna seize the things and freeze the assets, man, and put sanction on it on the thing that you can't even move. You can't even pay for your goods. Yo, look, man, this is hell, man. This is hell when you have your money. This man supposed to hold your money for you, and when you want it, you can't get it. Like what Venezuela got you now, man. And this is happening across the board, man. See? And as I said before, when the financial collapse come, see, what you think is yours, it's gonna be seized upon, man. Let me play that video here. See, this is called a bail-in. So all who think you have money in the bank and it's gonna be safe and it's insured and you know what I mean, this is called a bail-in. Yeah.
Wall Street banks. But instead of taking money from the taxpayers through bailouts from the government, this has now been transferred over to deposit accounts. That's correct. It may sound shocking, but the money to be able to stabilize too big to fail banks or financially important institutions is going to come from your savings and checkings accounts. You say, well, what about the FDIC? Isn't our money insured? We'll be safe then. That's going to come into play in just a moment. The banks have the right to confiscate your funds if they crash the economy again, just like what happened in 2008. But how can they do this? So it works like this. When you deposit money in a checking or savings account, that money no longer belongs to you, technically and legally. It becomes the property of the bank. And as far as the bank is concerned, technically it would be considered an unsecured debt. So the way Dodd-Frank has changed things is that derivatives have priority over checking and savings accounts when it comes to paying off their debts. Now, this isn't something that has only been instituted in the United States, but everywhere that there's this central bank control over the world's populations, this has been instituted. And it's already been accomplished a couple different times. Number one, it happened in Spain, also in Cyprus. Now, what happened in Cyprus was that money was taken out of depositors' accounts during their last banking crisis, and those depositors pretty much lost the majority of their money. They then took over the bank and
Hey, and that is the precedent set it. Cyprus is what set the precedent of what's gonna happen worldwide, man, and even in America. You know what I mean? What you think, what you think is your valuables is gonna be taken, man. That's how it is. You know what I mean? That's how it is, and that's what it's coming down to. And you're gonna be given a new ways or means of making a transaction, and it's gonna come by the means of a chip, a RFID chip. See, because the plan of the elite basically on the Agenda 2030, which is the New World Order, Agenda 21, you know what I mean, basically is to seize everything of value from the common man. You know what I mean? Even your freedom of movement, man. You know what I mean? You see, you niggers don't know what the hell is coming, man. 'Cause you think that you make some money in the society and yeah, you get a house and you live in the life. Look, man, it's all going to be taken away, man. It's all going to be taken away. Your house or your property is going to be taken away under the guise of environmental protection. You know what I mean? Whether it want to be disaster zone, whether it want to be heritage site, um, forestry reserve, or whatsoever reserve, animal conservation, all these laws, seeing is going to be used to take away your property. You know what I mean? Global and climate change. These are set in Agenda 2030. The goals are Agenda 2030, Agenda 21 in order to move you off your property and take your property from you, man. You know what I mean? They're going to take your property, they're going to take your house, which is not really your property. It was never your property, but the privilege that you get to stay on that property or that lease is going to become null and void. Yeah, because say your own land now is basically a lease, man. You know what I mean? And the lease not even cover the real. It's not the real money you make the lease with. You make the lease with fiat currency. You're gonna lose all, man. You're gonna lose the fiat currency and you're gonna lose the property. And then what they're gonna do is force you in cities, man. You know what I mean? Them call it urbanization. It's a part of the new world order agenda. That's what they plan to do. You know what I mean? So you feel like you go me rich and you poor and me better after those days are done, man. The thing what these men are gonna do is gonna have the rich, elite, and the poor, and maybe using universal basic income or whatsoever. You know what I mean? As to level the playing field when it come on to the wealth situation. You know what I mean? So you're not gonna have me I make more money than you and you make money. No, no, not like that. Automation is gonna take over. That's what these men plan is. Now, seeing this is for sure that the money that you claim you put into the enemy's hands is secure. No, he's a thief and he's gonna do this without no explanation, man. As what for why he's doing so. You just gotta seize a thing, take a thing, and say, oh look, you know, this is just a policy. We're gonna do that something here, and there's no you can't do to stop it. You know what I mean? And that's what we're gonna see. You know what I mean? And hey, the Lord, I was trying to warn you, man, and say, oh, look, that's why we as the men of the Lord, we look for better. We have a better account, man. Seeing, this is Matthew 6:19. It said, lay not up for yourself treasures upon the upon earth, where moth nor dust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. Because what the elite is doing, man, and all in so-called white man, um, is doing right, man, is to rob. You know what I mean? Is to steal. You know, and to destroy it, man. You know what I mean? You know, that's what this man is about. And if you think, say, oh, you can put your position in this man and for safekeeping, and you think him not gonna take it away, you make a sad mistake, man. Venezuela learning that, and other nations gonna learn the same thing too. You know what I mean? You can't give the so-called white man whatsoever you have for safekeeping, man. He's a thief, and you're soon to realize that he's a thief, man. You know, if you never realize already, he have a track record showing that he's a thief, man, for generations, but you have people still trusting him for some reason, I don't know. You say, but lay up for yourself treasures in heaven where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, nor where thieves do not break through and steal. You know what I mean? So there's where our treasure is, man. And basically, all full of spiritual bank book is by doing the work of the Lord. You know what I mean? Doing the will of the Lord, man. You know what I mean? I'll get a penny a day for this. What we're doing is not, which not is not a literal penny, but we show you. You know what I mean? We're gonna get a reward at the end of the day, and it's the kingdom on the earth, and all this wealth that these men acquire, we are the ones who's gonna um, confiscate it from them because them feel like they're the top confiscator. You know what I mean? We're gonna confiscate it. You know what I mean? So hey, look. Just get ready to lose all what you have in your savings account or your checking account, man, because this man is going to make a move and people money and them going to try to get a new type of ID to verify yourself in order to have access to any money, any at all. You know what I mean? You know, when them do them reset, whatever money them deem it necessary, you're going to have the mark in order to have access to that money. And siege has been taking place now. Money is being frozen right now. As I'm speaking right now, you know what I mean? I have to re-verify myself on an online service basically we deal with money transactions. You know what I mean? It frees my money for a couple of weeks. You know what I mean? And they can do that. You know what I mean? And this happened to me twice doing business online. You know what I mean? So, hey, look out for them things here. Them institutions are gonna do them things here. You're gonna lose the money. You know what I mean? You say you lose it for a while and there's nothing you can do to get it, or you're gonna lose it permanently, man. That's what coming, man. The so-called white man is a thief and expect him to do what thieves do. You get the man's on your money, he's gonna thief it. You know what I mean? So with that we say Kalalalia Bashima Washai Bashima Kakodash double honest to the apostles of great stone. Shalom. To all the brothers in the island by preaching this word in sincerity and in truth with much honesty. Shalom.